Vandeyam Shri Guru Shiyata Parakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavam Cha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Saganaraganatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Sabaltam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Paran Sahagana Lalita Shivishkam Vitam Cha Om Ajnana Timaranda Shagananjana Shalakaya Chakshurum Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namo Gurva Bhistam Sapurakam Gurganar Sisha Sambhoshitam Chintya Chintya Samasta Veda Nipunam Shri Rupa Patanugam Govindam Vidam Ujvalam Bharatanum Bhaktyan Vidam Sundaram Mande Vishwagurun Shah Divyad Bhagavat Premna Vibijapradam Devam Divyatanum Suchandabananam Balarka Chelanchitam Sandrananda Puram Sadeka Varanam Vairagya Vidyamburim Sri Siddhanta Nidim Subhakti Lasitam Saraswatanam Baram Bandetam Shubharam Mareka Sharanam Nyashishvara Shridharam Vanchakopatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bhyevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Nama Namo Mahabharanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namane Gauratabhishe Nama. So we're hearing from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita by Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, translation and commentary by Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupad. We're hearing from the Madhya-lila, chapter 19. The Lord instructs Srila Rupa Goswami, and this is verse number 65. Duibai dura hoite bhumete pariya bate dandavat koila atidina haya. From a distance, the brothers Rupa Goswami and Sri Vallabha fell on the ground and offer obeisances to Vallabha Bhatta with great humility. Bhatta mili barijai duhe balai dure asprishya pamaramui nachuni amore. When Vallabha Bhattacharya walked towards them, they ran away to a more distant place. Rupa Goswami said, "I am untouchable and most sinful. Please do not touch me." Bhattara Vishmoy Hoilam Prabhura Harshaman Bhattare Kohila Prabhu Tara Vivaran. Vallabha Bhattacharya was very much surprised at this. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, however, was very pleased, and he therefore spoke to him this description of Rupa Goswami. Iho na sparshya iho jati atihin vaidika yagyika tumi kulina pravin. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, "Don't touch him, for he belongs to a very low caste. You are a follower of Vedic principles and are a well-experienced performer of many sacrifices. You also belong to the aristocracy." Duhara mukhe niranta Krishna nama shuni batako he prabhur kichu ingita bangijaru. Duhara mukhe nirantara Krishna nama shuni batako he prabhura kichu ingita bangijani. Hearing the holy name constantly vibrated by the two brothers Vallabha Bhattacharya could understand the hints of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Duhara mukhe Krishna nama koriche nartan edui aramanahe hoy sarvatam. Vallabha Bhattacharya said, "Since these two are constantly chanting the holy name of Krishna, how can they be untouchable? On the contrary, they are most exalted." Aho bhata svapachoto gariyan yajjivagre vartate namatubhyam tepus tapas tejahubu sasnurarya Ramanuchur Nama Grinandiyete. Vallabha Bhattacharya then recited the following verse. My dear Lord, One who always keeps your holy name on his tongue becomes greater than an initiated Brahmin. Although he may be born in a family of dog-eaters, and may therefore, by material calculation, be the lowest among men, he is still glorious. This is the wonderful effect of chanting the holy name of the Lord. It is therefore concluded that one who chants the holy name of the Lord should be understood to have performed all kinds of austerities and great sacrifices mentioned in the Vedas. He has already taken his bath in all the holy places of pilgrimage, and he has studied all the Vedas and is actually an Aryan. Shuni Mahaprabhu Tare Bahu Prasham Shila Prema Vishta Hoya Shloka Parite Lagila. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very pleased to hear Vallabha Bhatta quoting from Shastra about the position of a devotee. The Lord praised him personally, and feeling ecstatic love of God, I began to quote many verses from Shastra. Shuchi Sad Bhakti Diptagni Dagda Durjati Kamashaha Swapakopi Budai Shlagyo Navedagyopi Nastikaha. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, a person who has the pure characteristics of a Brahmin due to devotional service, which is like a blazing fire burning to ashes all the sinful reactions of past lives, is certainly saved from the consequences of sinful acts, such as taking birth in a lower family. Even though he may be born in a family of dog-eaters, he is recognized by learned scholars. But although a person may be born a learned scholar in Vedic knowledge, he is not. But although a person may be a learned scholar in Vedic knowledge, he is not recognized if he is an atheist. I'll repeat that verse again. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, a person who has the pure characteristics of a Brahmin due to devotional services, which is like a blazing fire burning to ashes all the sinful reactions of past lives, is certainly saved from the consequences of sinful acts, such as taking birth in a lower family. Even though he may be born in a family of dog-eaters, he is recognized by learned scholars. But although a person may be a learned scholar in Vedic knowledge, he is not recognized if he is an atheist. There's a verse, and the next verse are from the Hari Bhakti Shuddhodaya. Bhagavad Bhakti Hinasya Jati Shastram Chapastapaha Aprana Sheva Dehasya Mandanam Lokaranjanam. For a person devoid of devotional service, birth in a great family or nation, knowledge of the revealed scriptures, performance of austerities and penance, and chanting of Vedic mantras are all like ornaments on a dead body. Such ornaments simply serve the concocted pleasures of the general populace. Prabhora Premavesha Ar Prabhava Bhakti Sar Sondaryadi Deki Vatera Hoila Chamatkar. When he saw the Lord's ecstatic love, Vallabha Bhattacharya was certainly very much astonished. He was also astonished by the Lord's knowledge of the essence of devotional service, as well as by his personal beauty and influence. Bhagame Prabhure Bhaktas Nokate Chanaya Bikadite Nijagare Chalila Loya. Vallabha Bhattacharya then put Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his associates aboard a boat and took them to his own place to offer them lunch. Yamunara Jaladeki Chikana Shamala Prema Beshe Mahaprabhu Hoila Bimala. While crossing the river Jamuna, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saw the glossy black water and was immediately bewildered with ecstatic love. Hunkara Kore Jamunara Jale Diya Japa Prabhudeki Savaramane Hoila Bayo Kapa. Indeed, as soon as Mahaprabhu saw the river Jamuna, he immediately made a great sound and jumped into the water. Everyone was filled with fear and trembling to see this. Aste byaste sabedori prabhure utaila nokaru pare prabhu nachite lagila. They all hastily grabbed Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and pulled him out of the water. Once on the boat's platform, the Lord began to dance. Mahaprabhu bare noka kore talama dubete lagila noka jalake bare jal. Due to the Lord's heavy weight, the boat began to tilt and began filling up with water and was on the verge of sinking. Jajapi batera age prabhuradharya hoilaman durbara udbata prema nahi sambaran. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu tried to restrain himself as far as possible before Vallabhacharya. But although he tried to keep calm, his ecstatic love could not be checked. Deshapatra deke Mahaprabhu Darya Hoila Adaila Gate Noka Ashi Utarila. Seeing the circumstances, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu finally became calm so that the boat was able to reach the shore of Adaila and landed there. Baye Bada Sange Rohe Madhyana Karanya Nijagrihe Anila Prabhure Sangete Loya. Fearing for the Lord's welfare, Vallabha Bhattacharya stayed in his association. After arranging for his lunch, fearing for the Lord's welfare, Vallabha Bhattacharya stayed in his association. After arranging for his bath, the Bhattacharya took the Lord to his own house. Anandita Hoya Bhatta Dila Divyasan Apane Korila Prabhur Paraprakalan. When Mahaprabhu arrived at his home, Vallabha Bhattacharya, being greatly pleased, offered the Lord a nice sitting place and personally washed his feet. Savam she se jala Mastake darila nutana kopina bahirvas paraila. Vallabha Bhattacharya and his whole family then sprinkled that water over their heads. They then offered the Lord new underwear and outer garments. Ganda pushpa dupa dipe mahapuja koila Bhattacharya manya kore paka koraila. Vallabha Bhattacharya worshipped the Lord with great pomp, offering scents, incense, flowers, and lamps, and with great respect he induced Vallabha Bhattacharya, the Lord's cook, to prepare the Lord's lunch to cook. Vallabha Bhattacharya worshipped the Lord with great pomp, offering scents, incense, flowers, and lamps, and with great respect he induced Vallabha Bhattacharya to cook. Bika Karaila Prabhure Sasneha Jatane Rupa Gosai Duibaye Koraila Bojane. Thus Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was offered lunch with great care and affection. The brothers Rupa Goswami and Sri Vallabha were also offered food. Bhattacharya Shri Rupe Deo Jaila Avasesh Tabise Prasad Krishnadas Pailasesh. Vallabha Bhattacharya first offered the remnants of the Lord's food to Srila Rupa Goswami and then to Krishnadas. Mukhabhasa diya prabhure koraila shayan apane bhattakoran prabhura parasamvahan. So that Krishnadas is Rajput Krishnadas, I believe. The Lord was then given spices to purify his mouth. Afterwards he was made to rest, and Vallabha Bhattacharya personally massaged his legs. Prabhu Bataila Tare Korite Bojana Kori Ailate Ho Prabhu Janane. While Vallabha Bhatta was massaging him, the Lord asked him to go take prasadam. After taking prasadam, he returned to the lotus feet of the Lord. Henakali Aila Raghupati Upadhyaya Tirohita Pandita Bora Vaishnava Mahashai. At that time, Raghupati Upadhyaya of the Tirohita district arrived. He was a very learned scholar, a great devotee, and a respectable gentleman. Asiteho Koila Prabhur Chanana Bandhan Krishna Mate Rahu Boli Prabhu Ravachan. Raghupati Upadhyaya first offered his respects to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and the Lord gave him his blessing, saying, always stay in Krishna consciousness. Krishna Mate Rahu. Shunyanandita Hoila Upadhyaya Raman Prabhu Tare Kohila Kaha Krishna Ravarnan. Raghupati Upadhyaya was very pleased to hear the Lord's blessings. The Lord then asked him to describe Krishna. So Raghupati Upadhyaya is a devotee, and when he hears Mahaprabhu is dressed as a sannyasi, but when Mahaprabhu says Krishna Mati Rahu, always remain in Krishna consciousness, then Raghupati Upadhyaya knows that Mahaprabhu is a Vaishnava sannyasi, and he's very happy. Nija Krita Krishna Lila Shloka Padila Shunima Prabhur Maha Prema Vesha Hoila. When Raghupati Upadhyaya was requested to describe Krishna, he began to recite some verses he had personally composed about Krishna's pastimes. Hearing those verses, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was overwhelmed with ecstatic love. Shrutim apare smritim itare bharatam anye bhajantu bhavabhitaha aham iha nandam bande yashalinde param brahma shrutim apare smritim itare bharatam anye bhajantu bhavabhitaha aham iha nandam bande Yashalinde Param Brahma. Raghupati Upadhyaya recited, those who are afraid of material existence worship Vedic literature. Some worship Smriti, the corollaries to Vedic literature, and others worship the Mahabharata. As far as I'm concerned, I worship Krishna's father, Maharaj Nanda, in whose courtyard the Supreme Lord, the Absolute Truth, is playing. This verse recited by Raghupati Upadhyaya was later included in Sri Rupa Goswami's Padyavali. So many persons are speculating where to find the absolute truth. But Raghupati Upadhyaya in his verse says, instead of looking, I'll worship Nanda Maharaj, because Krishna is always with him, and Krishna's crawling in his courtyard. Age kaha Prabhu Bhakti Upadhyaya kohila Raghupati Upadhyaya namaskara koila. When Raghupati Upadhyaya was requested by the Lord to recite more, he immediately offered his respects to the Lord and granted his request. Kam prati katayitum ishe samprati kova pratitim ayatu Gopati Dhanaya Kunje Gopa Vaduti Vitam Brahma. To whom can I speak, and who will believe me when I say that Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is hunting the gopis in the bushes by the banks of the river Jamuna? In this way, the Lord demonstrates his pastimes. So when Govinda Maharaj when Guru Maharaj was with Srila Prabhupada, and Govinda Maharaj was asked to speak there at the Mayapur Chandradoya Mandir, Govinda Maharaj started by quoting this verse, "To whom can I speak and who will believe me?" He quoted this verse because he's saying that who can I speak, to whom can I speak and who will believe me? That our friend who we knew as Aboy Chanarna Day, at that time in Grihastha, he has gone to the west and he has returned as a Jagat Guru with disciples from all over the world. So Govinda Maharaj quoted this verse that, to whom can I speak and who will believe me about what Srila Prabhupada had done. A very nice way of beginning. So, Prabhu Kohan Kaha Teho Pade Krishna Lila Prema Veshe Prabhu Deha Mana Ayuyala. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu requested Raghupati Upadhyaya to continue speaking about the pastimes of Sri Krishna. Thus the Lord was absorbed in ecstatic love, and his mind and body slackened. Premadeki Upadhyaya Hoila Chamatkar Manusya Nahe Iho Krishna Korila Nirdar. When Raghupati Upadhyaya saw Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's ecstatic symptoms, he decided that the Lord was not a human being, but Krishna himself. Prabhu Kohe Upadhyaya Shrishta Manakai Shama Eva Parama Rupam Kohe Upadhyaya. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked Raghupati Upadhyaya, according to your decision, who is the foremost being? Raghupati Upadhyaya replied, Lord Shama Sundar is the supreme form. Shama Ruper Vasastana Shrishta Manakai Puri Madhu Puri Bar Kohe Upadhyaya. Of all Krishna's abodes, which do you think is the best? Raghupati Upadhyaya said, Madhupuri or Mathuradam is certainly the best. Bhaya Poganda Kaishore Shreshta Manakai Bhaya Kaishorakam Jayam Kohe Upadhyaya. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked, of the three ages of Krishna known as childhood, boyhood, and fresh youth, which do you consider best? Raghupati Upadhyaya replied, fresh youth is the best age. Vaya Kaishorakam Jaya. Rasagana Madhye Tumi Shreshta Manakai Adya Eva Paro Rasa Kohe Upadhyaya. When Mahaprabhu asked, among all the mellows or among all rasas, which do you consider best? Raghupati replied, the rasa or the mellow of conjugal love is supermost. Prabhu Kohe Balo Tattva Shikaya More Etaboli Shloka Pare Gadgara Sware. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then said, you have certainly given first-class conclusions. After saying this, he began to recite the full verse in a faltering voice. Shama eva param rupam puri madhu puri vara vaya kashorakam jayam adya eva paro rasaha. The form of Shama Sundar is the supreme form. The city of Mathura is the supreme abode. Lord Krishna's fresh youth should always be meditated upon, and the mellow of conjugal love is the supreme mellow or the supreme rasa. Prema Veshe Prabhu Tare Koil Alingan Prema Mata Hoyate Ho Korananartan. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then embraced Raghupati Upadhyaya in ecstatic love. Raghupati Upadhyaya also was overwhelmed by love and he began to dance. Deki Vallabha Bhatta Mane Chamatkara Hoila Dui Putra Ani Prabhu Charane Parila. Vallabha Bhatta was struck with wonder to see Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Raghupati Upadhyaya dance. He even brought forward his two sons. Dhanyavad. Yes. So send me your address, okay? Either way. Okay. Yeah. Dhanyavad. Who's that? Okay, I'm in the middle of a class. I'll call you after class, okay? Bye. Prabhu deki bare gramera sabalokaila Prabhu darshane sabe Krishna Bhakta hoila. Upon hearing that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had arrived, all the villagers went to see him. Simply by seeing him, they all became devotees of Krishna. Brahmana Sakala Koren, Prabhura Nimantran, Vallabha Bhatta, Tasabare, Koranan, Nivaran. All the Brahmins of the village were eager to extend invitations to the Lord, but Vallabha Bhattacharya forbade them to do so. Premanmare Paregosai, Madhya Jamunate, Prayage Chalaiba Ihan, Nadiba Rohite. Vallabha Bhatta then decided not to keep Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu at Adaila because the Lord had jumped into the river Jamuna in ecstatic love. Therefore he decided to bring him to Prayag. Jara Icha Prayage, Jana Koribe Nimantran, Etaboli Prabhu Loya Korila Gaman. Vallabha Bhatta said, if anyone likes, he can go to Prayag and extend invitations to the Lord. In this way, he took the Lord with him and departed for Prayag. Gangapate Mahaprabhu Re, Nokate Vasaya, Prayage Aila Bhatta, Gosaire, Loya. Vallabha Bhattacharya avoided the river Jamuna, putting the Lord on a boat in the river Ganges. He went with him to Prayag. Lokabida Baye Prabhu Dashavam Mede Jaya Rupa Gosaire Shikha Karana Shakti Sancharya. Due to the great crowds in Prayag, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to a place called Dashavameda Ghat. It was there that the Lord instructed Sri Rupa Goswami and empowered him in the philosophy of devotional service. Krishna Tattva, Bhakti Tattva, Rasa Tattva Pranta, Sab Shikaila Prabhu, Bhagavata Siddhanta. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu taught Srila Rupa Goswami the ultimate limit of the truth about Lord Krishna, the truth about devotional service, and the truth about transcendental mellows, culminating in conjugal love between Radha and Krishna. Finally, he told Rupa Goswami about the ultimate conclusions of Srimad Bhagavatam. So Mahaprabhu taught Rupa Goswami Krishna Tattva, Bhakti Tattva, Rasa Tattva, and he taught him the Bhagavat Siddhanta, the conclusions of Srimad Bhagavatam. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu taught Srila Rupa Goswami the ultimate truth of Lord Krishna, Krishna Tattva, the truth about devotional service, Bhakti Tattva, the truth about transcendental rasas or mellows, Rasa Tattva, culminating in conjugal love between Radha and Krishna. Finally, he told Rupa Goswami about the ultimate conclusions of Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavat Siddhanta. Ramananda Pashe Jata Siddhanta Shunila Rupik Kripa Koritaha Saba Sancharila. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu taught Rupa Goswami all the conclusions he had heard from Ramananda Roy and duly empowered him so that he could understand them. Shri Rupa Hridaye Prabhu Shakti Sancharila Sarva Tattva Nirupane Pravina Korila. By entering the heart of Rupa Goswami, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu empowered him to ascertain properly the conclusions of all truths. It made him an experienced devotee whose decisions correctly agreed with the verdicts of the disciplic succession. Thus, Sri Rupa Goswami was personally empowered by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Shivananda Senara Putra Kavi Karnapur Rupera Milana Svagrante Likijachin Prachur. In his book Chaitanya Chandrodaya, Kavi Karnapur, the son of Shivananda Sen, has elaborately described the meeting between Sri Rupa Goswami and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Kalena Vrindavana Keli Varta Lupteti Tam Tapayitum Vishishya Kripam Ritena Vishisecha Devas Tatrivam Rupam Cha Sanatanam Cha. In the course of time, the transcendental news of Krishna's pastimes in Vrindaban was almost lost. To enunciate explicitly those transcendental pastimes, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu empowered Srila Rupa Goswami and Sanatan Goswami with the nectar of his mercy to carry out this work in Vrindaban. Ya prageva priya guna ganar ganda bando pimukto gehad yasad rasa iva paro murta evapi amurtaha prema lapar dridatara parish vanga rungai prayage tamshi rupam samam anupamena nu jagraha devaha. From the very beginning, Srila Rupa Goswami was deeply attracted by the transcendental qualities of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Thus he was permanently relieved from family life. Srila Rupa Goswami and his younger brother Vallabha Srila Rupa Goswami and his younger brother Vallabha were blessed by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Although the Lord was transcendentally situated in his transcendental eternal form, although the Lord was situated in his eternal form at Prayag, he told Rupa Goswami about ecstatic love of Krishna. The Lord thus embraced him very fondly and bestowed all his mercy upon him. Priya Svarupe, Daita Svarupe, Prema Svarupe, Sahajabi Rupe, Nijanu Rupe, Prabhur Eka Rupe, Tatana Rupe, Swabilasa Rupe. Indeed, Srila Rupa Goswami, whose dear friend was Swarup Damodar, was the exact replica of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he was very, very dear to the Lord. Being the embodiment of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's ecstatic love, Rupa Goswami was naturally very beautiful. He very carefully followed the principles enunciated by the Lord, and he was a competent person to explain properly the pastimes of Lord Krishna. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu expanded his mercy to Srila Rupa Goswami just so he could render service by writing transcendental literatures. Emata Karnapura Likesthanastane Prabhu Kripa Koila Jaiche Rupa Sanatane. The characteristics of Srila Rupa Goswami have thus been described in various places by the poet Kavi Karnapur. An account has also been given of how Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu bestowed his causeless mercy upon Srila Rupa Goswami and Srila Sanatan Goswami. Mahaprabhu Jata Bora Bora Bhakta Matra Rupa Sanatana Sabar Kripa Gaurava Patra. Srila Rupa Goswami and Sanatan Goswami were the objects of love and honor for all the great stalwart devotees of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Keho Jade Deshe Jai Deki Vrindaban Tare Prashna Koran Prabhur Parishadagan. As someone returned to his country after seeing Vrindaban, the associates of the Lord would ask him questions. Kahatahan Kaichig Rohe Rupa Sanatan Kaiche Rahe Kaiche Vairagya Kaiche Bojan. They would ask those returning from Vrindaban, how are Rupa and Sanatan doing in Vrindaban? What are their activities in the renounced order? How do they manage to eat? These were the questions asked. Kaiche Astab Prahar Koranj Sri Krishna Bojan Tabe Prasam Shia Kohe Se Bhaktagan. The Lord's associates would also ask, how is it that Rupa and Sanatan are engaging in devotional service 24 hours daily? At that time, the person who had returned from Vrindaban would praise Srila Rupa and Sanatan Goswami. Aniketa Duhe Bane Jata Brikagan Ek Ek Brikara Tale Ek Ek Ratrishayan. The brothers actually have no fixed residence. They reside beneath trees, one night under one tree and the next night under another. Vipragrihe Stula Bikka Kahan Maru Kori Shushkar Uruti Chana Chivaya Boga Parihari.
Pavan Janardan Maharaj ki.
Srila Rupa and Sanatan Goswami beg a little food from the houses of Brahmins, giving up all kinds of material enjoyment. They take only some dry. They take only some dry roti or dry chapatis and some chana, some chickpeas. Karonya matra hate kanta chinda bahirvas Krishna kata Krishna nama nartana ulas. They carry only water pots and they wear torn quilts. They always chant the holy names of Krishna and discuss his pastimes. In great jubilation they also dance. Ashtabrahar Krishna Bojan Charidanda Shayane Nama Sankirtane Seho Nahe Kondine. They engage almost 24 hours daily in rendering service to the Lord. They usually sleep only an hour and a half. And some days, when they continually chant the Lord's holy name, they do not sleep at all. Kabu Bhakti Rasa Shastra Koraye Ligan Chaitanya Kata Shune Kore Chaitanya Chintan. Sometimes they write transcendental literatures about devotional service, and sometimes they hear about Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and spend their time thinking about the Lord. Ekata Shune Mahantera Ma Sukha Hoy Chaitanya Kripa Jahe Tahe Ki Vishmoy. When the personal associates of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would hear of the activities of Rupa and Sanatan Goswami, they would say, what is wonderful for a person who has been granted the Lord's mercy. Chaitanya Kripa Rupa Likhiyachan Apane Rasamrita Sindhu Granter Mangala Charane. Srila Rupa Goswami has personally spoken about the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in his auspicious introduction to his book Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Hridiyasya Preranaya Pravartitoham Baraka Rupapi Tashahare Parakamalam Bande Chaitanya Devasha. Although I am the lowest of men and have no knowledge, the inspiration to write transcendental literatures about devotional service has been mercifully bestowed upon me. Therefore, I am offering my obeisances at the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who has given me the chance to write these books. Emata dasha din prayage rahiya shirupe shika dila shakti sancharila. Emata dasha dina prayage rahiya shirupe shika dila Shakti Sancharya. For 10 days, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stayed at Prayag and instructed Rupa Goswami, empowering him with the necessary potency. Okay, tomorrow I'll continue with this reading. This is the Lord instructs Srila Rupa Goswami. Hariharaya Nama Krishna Jadavaya Nama
Hariharaya Nama Krishna Jadavaya Nama
Jadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Nama
Jadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Nama
Gopal Govinda Ram Shri Madhusudan
Gopal Govinda Ram Shri Madhusudan
Giridhari Gopinatha Madana Mohan
Giridhari Gopinatha Madana Mohan
Sri Chaitanya Nityananda Sri Advaita Chandra
Sri Chaitanya Nityananda Sri Advaita Chandra
Janardan Srivasari Gaura Bhaktivedanta Jai Rupa Sanatan Bhakta Raghunath Sri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Dasa Raghunath Echai Gosai Kori Charana Bhandan Jaite Vignanash Amista Puran Echai Gosai Jar Mui Taradan Kashabar Padarenu Mora Panchagan Tare Charana Sevi Bhakta Sanivas Janame More Abhilash Echai Gosai Jabe Branje Koilabas Radha Krishna Nitya Lila Korila Prakash Jai Aman. Shri Guru Vaishnava Padma Toriyan. Hari Nam Sankirtana Kohe Naratamudha. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Jai Saparikara Shishi Guru Ranga Gandharvika Giridhari Jo Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Tilak Nehriya Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Nirmal Acharya Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Paravajaka Tata Sada Shri Srimad Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Paravajaka Tata Sada Shri Srimad Srila Bhakti Rakshidhar Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Bhagavan Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Gaur Kishoredas Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Satchidananda Bhaktivedanta Thakur Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Vaishnava Sarvabhauma Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai. Rupanuga Guru Varga Ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Shri Rupa Sanatana Bhatta Raghunath Shri Jiva Gopal Bhatta Dashi Raghunath Shadgo Swami Prabhu Ki Jai. Premsigo Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Shri Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Jai Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami Prabhu Ki Jai. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Vishvavaranya Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupad Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Kusham Ashram Maharaj Ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai. Shri Navadip Dham Ki Jai. Shri Ram Mayapur Ki Jai. Saparshada Shri Nityananda Prabhu Ki Jai. Saparshada Shriman Mahaprabhu Ki Jai. Shri Radha Krishna Go Gopi Govardhan Shyam Kunda Radha Kunda Kalindi Yamuna Jo